you first, mate. You saw bits of their game the other night against Standard Liège. What can we expect, and what type of game are you expecting against Antwerp on Thursday?
Yeah, bits is the key word. I was watching it through one of the betting apps, and it was a wee toty screen, so wasn't the best of views. But when I first started watching them, I thought they were kind of playing a sort of 4-2-3-1 formation. But the more the game kind of developed, kind of watched most of the first half and a wee bit of the second. It was more a sort of 3-4-2-1 they were playing. They were playing with two fullbacks, three in the middle. That sometimes one of the guys in the middle would step up a bit. But it looks like they play a sort of 3-4-2-1 formation. With their fullbacks, so a wee bit similar to how we play in terms of making use of the fullbacks. They weren't great against Standard Liège. I mean, I think when I was watching it, they only had about 30-40% of the possession.
Finished
one each. It finished, yeah. I think they scored, and by this point I'd switched it over, but I think they'd scored in the last minute, but it got ruled off by VAR, I think. Players look decent. The Lukaku, who's Romo's brother, I think. He sort of plays at the left full-back position. He looked fairly decent going forward. Wasn't great defending, but it wasn't a classic game by any means in this one. And up front they had the boy Lam Kilzay. He looked really good, but thankfully he's suspended. He's the boy that Ali mentioned in his Twitter thing. He came into training wearing the Anderlecht top.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, he looked by far their best player. But so he's not here for this game. He'll be suspended, but he'll obviously be back for the return leg at Ibrox. So it was a difficult. Obviously, it was only the one game I've seen, so it's difficult to judge them. They're sitting second, sort of 13 points behind Club Brugge now in the league. I think when we first drew them, they were in a pretty bad way down in the lower down in the leagues, but they've managed. The new manager coming in, they've managed to kind of come back up to second place. He's got them playing a bit better, I think, obviously, clearly, to improve them up to second. So that I think they're maybe feel a bit different about them now than I did when the draw was made back in, what was that, November, December time. So yeah, it could be an interesting tie.
Ali, what you expecting from the game?
Yeah, I think it'll be a decent team. I mean, any team that you face in the knockout stages they're going to be decent. I mean, they finished second in the Europa League group. Antwerp, they were just behind Spurs, were in their group. They beat Spurs at home. Ludogorets were in their group as well. They get pumped 6 games out of 6, so that was 6 points for everyone in that group straight away. So no, I mean, I suppose she would say. I mean, their form's been, obviously they drew against Liège. They lost 3-1 against Bruges the game before. But the previous 4 games, they won all those games. I did notice the leaked goals. But yeah, I think they'll be a decent team. I think they'll be probably on the kind of same kind of level as Standard Liège, possibly maybe slightly better. I mean, I thought Liège were decent, but that was it. To be honest, I thought they were decent. Nothing. We've played better teams basically in Europe than these teams. I think we've played better than Antwerp, but yeah. I think it'll be a game, hopefully, that suits us. They're missing a few players, like Scotia mentioned. So, yeah, I mean, I would quite happily take a score draw over there to take it back to Ibrox and hopefully do it there. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's Europe to me this season. It's nice and everything. It's a wee side one for me. I don't get that nervous feeling that I get in the league because the league means so much to me. That's when I can actually sit.
Wait till tomorrow night, but...
I know you say that, but I still don't really, to be honest. It's a kind of free hit for us. And I know I want to go further in the competition, obviously, but obviously the league's a big one this season. But yeah, I think it might be good for Rangers because I think it might, like I said earlier on, ignite Rangers' season. I think it might kick us on. So no, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow night.
Yeah, me too. As I say, I'm not expecting an easy game by any stretch of the imagination, really, but I'm quite confident. As you both kind of said, Rangers in Europe just tends to be a different kind of animal, really, altogether. We kind of play different, I think, because the pressure's not really on us. I mean, I don't expect Rangers to win the Europa League. I'm honest enough with myself to say that I don't think we'll win the Europa League. So everything from here on in is a bonus. And I know obviously Gerrard always wants to go one further in terms of where we've been in Europe. And yeah, that would be great if we possibly could. If we get this league wrapped up quickly, and we manage to get through this round, we could be in with a right good chance of giving it a good go to get into the semi-finals at least. Just purely down on who we can rest. I mean, you can rest players, no problem. As I say, as soon as the league's done, I'll go on and play if they want to rest Ryan Jack for a game. I don't mind. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. As I say, it's something different again as well. It feels like the league's been, these past few months are kind of, because we're so close, they've been long and short all at the same time, but it's now we've got a wee break, and as I say, I'm really looking forward to it. But I do expect Rangers to get some sort of result. I don't expect us to get beat, and obviously it's a bonus the fact that their kind of main striker's out because he lost his mind and decided to go into training wearing their rivals' tops. Scotia?
What I would say about Lam Kilzay being out as well, their other striker, Mbukani, it's called. I think that's the pronunciation. He's just coming back from injury, so he looks as if it may come a wee bit too early for him. So they might be a wee bit short in the sort of their central kind of forward player.
I'll take that, mate. I'll take that. So we'll go with starting 11s, gentlemen.